Alright, what's good everybody? Welcome back to another video. So we're on vacation, but it did seem like a great time to still drop a video because they dropped the news for FIFA 20 Career Mode, and it's definitely something that I really want to do a lot more videos on leading into the new season. With the Face of the Franchise videos that we were doing earlier, with all of the different, we did Career Mode on FIFA Mobile, those kind of things. It's just something I've really wanted to do a lot more, and especially with a lot of new features that they introduced in this one, I'm really excited to do this. So we decided, hey, why not? We're on a boat. We might as well make a video with this, right? So anyways, the career mode, basically they dropped all the new information in the pitch notes. We'll look at some of the things, the big things that they've done basically. You're able to now sort of have more interactive and more of a role in actually, deciding with interviews, those kind of things. I'm not sure how this plays into player career mode, which is another thing, but I feel like Volta probably is what's going to have more of that, like individual career mode choices, those kind of things. So those are two things I definitely want to make a series on. So comment the teams you want to see us actually do below. We'll probably do an Arsenal franchise manager, maybe do like a rebuilding franchise, those kind of things as well. So probably a couple of those things that we'll do in there. But basically, you can customize the manager however you want. You can go male, female, which is awesome to see that they have both of those involved in this one. So lots of customization around it. Looks like you can customize like your outfits a lot too. You got like a whole bunch of different like caps, those kind of things you can put on. So I feel like that'll be really cool to see just like the level of customization that you can put in the player. You can manage morale as well. So rotating your starting 11, shortlisting transfer targets, managing wage expectations. Every choice you make affects the morale, form, and the overall ratings, which is awesome too. I really like that fact too, that it will like affect their overall ratings. You could take like a player, really help their morale stuff, build that up, and have it so that you can really affect that play of change in the team, which I think is something that like I've always really wanted to see in management. I know they had that a little bit of form and those kind of things, but it sounds like it's going to be even more involved in this one. And then the face of the media, which is something I always really enjoy doing, having some decision over what you're saying with it, so that you can basically they can ask you questions, you can reply to those questions, and I feel like that's one of those ones that really allows you to sort of have uniqueness. So every series you see on career mode is going to be different than the one before it. You can have player conversations, so keep the team spirit and manager rating high by discussing players' concerns and solving their players in a one-on-one chat. So you kind of had stuff like this where players would ask to play in the game and stuff like that before, but this seems like it's a much more involved process that you can actually have with it there. And then obviously they have their whole unrivaled authenticity, the 30 official leagues, 700 plus teams, and all those things. But that's basically stuff that's more on the gameplay side, I would say. League-specific themes, so immersive players within the career mode, dynamic UI reflecting the authentic branding, which is really just like the in-game stuff that they have going on. But I do love the layout of it. It's a nice looking layout that you have. And then you can turn performance into potential, take control of your player's potential overall, dynamic player potential. The better they play on the pitch, the higher the potential will grow, which is awesome. I love the fact that you can affect the players, those kind of things as well. And then you can do live news screenshots as well. So it just looks like a really nice layout of it, but it also looks like you just have so much more control over everything you're doing, which is awesome. So we'll look at the more in-depth things that they have. So basically, it's a lot of this from the feedback from the community, all those things. So awesome. Huge shout out to everybody that's been a part of that, everyone in the Game Changers thing that's been helping push forward a lot of new things in this, because I'm very excited to play this. I obviously was not a part of a lot of these discussions, but I hope that we'll definitely get into more. Like, my goal is definitely to make career mode a big thing on the channel this season, to hopefully be able to do a lot more of that moving forward. So a lot of it came from the feedback of the community, which is awesome. I love that they're listening to the feedback. I love that they're building on those things and everything like that. So huge shout out to everybody on the team for building on those things. I got to say that. Press conferences, player conversations. The main drive is adding highly relevant features that would represent important step forward in the career mode, especially manager mode. So it looks like most of the things are towards manager mode, but I think that's a great place to start with this. Build on those things as well. Lineup, presenting press conferences, player conversations. I think that's going to be one of the coolest things, being able to actually have that like ability to interact with it. You can see a quick little video clip of here, you showing up to a press conference, being able to like take the center stage in your new look that is basically unique to yourself and stuff, which is awesome. So the new tools developed in-house career mode allow our producers and designers to leverage a large amounts of data and create enormous variation of storylines and deeply rooted in the player's experience and your way of playing. So again, it's the whole like unique to you thing that I feel like is awesome, and love to see there. So the tools envisioned and built, as well as the amount of logic behind the stories, is brand new territory for career mode, and they're excited for career mode to be able to enjoy and share the feedback on those newly added features. Press conferences will represent the main venue where the manager will take questions and answer them both before and after matches, but also before important match, but also immediately after. Pre-post conferences will leverage newly built scenes specifically designed to be a part of the manager experience. So I think you'll definitely see some very exciting things, both when you play it yourself and when you see it like on videos as well. So the way to tackle a large variety of situations based on methods, so you can either kind of go positive, or you can do it. And you saw some of the things where it's like, are you, who's taking blame for these things, the amount of money that you're playing for them. You also have the player morale system, which can be affected by the different choices you make. So you can see we have a choice here of this one. I gotta zoom in closer. My screen's so small. So building a winning team, and so basically you can kind of talk about the way that you're making decisions, why you're picking to pick up different players, those kind of things. So I feel like that's, again, really awesome. Love that sort of dynamic element that they have to there. Then of course, changing your manager, wearing a hat. I probably will put a hat on. I probably should have a hat on right now, to be fair. I'm luckily under a little bit of shade, but it is hot and sunny, just as a side note. And then all the UI stuff, the dynamic player potential, all the things we talked about before. I love this too. You have different places where you can have manager. I don't know if it'd be really cool if the places you had it affected. So like if you want to really player who's like really interested in like classy things, those kind of things, you take them to the rooftop sort of thing, or you take them to a different a restaurant or something if they're more into that. Like, so I feel like that's kind of cool, and I hope it actually does have something to do with like, okay, this is a player that's definitely going to be much more interested in going to like a rooftop than than a restaurant or something like that. Like I don't know, I think that would be a kind of cool element to it. So we'll see kind of more about that when we get into it. And then you can disable international management job offers, so different job offers, those kind of things as well. So a whole bunch of different things that you can have. Increased the initial composure attribute values for generated youth players, and redistributed weights for player growth between physical, mental, and skill attributes. So again, most of these things just seem like they're really centered around making it like a good game, a really like in-depth game and everything like that. All right, so there you go. That's what we got. Career mode. I'm excited for it. I hope you're excited for it. Let me know your thoughts on the career mode for FIFA 20 in the comments below. But it's been a pleasure as always. Stopde out.